Hi guys, this is Mike at Rich & Sons. Hey, just wanted to thank you for purchasing your open range light. We're going to take a quick walk through and give you some pointers of the open range light. So guys, first we're going to start back here at the shore power. This is a 50 amp service. So when we get to the campsite, we might need an adapter to if the campsite's not rated for 50 amp, we'll use a 30 to 50 adapter. But anyway, you put it in here, give it a half turn, and then you got power. There is a little light here that will light up, that's showing that you have the power. So after we get done plugging in our unit, we're right back here to our dock, and we're going to want to get water to our system. So this, we can hook the hose up to the hydrant right into here, or if we're dry camping, we can fill our tank ahead of time up there with another hydrant. But it's all done here with the valve. We do also have the outdoor shower here. There is a cable satellite. Some campsites have cable, or if you have your tailgater, that's also right here also. When we go to dump, our black tank flush is located in here. Up front up here we have our propane system. First thing we got to do is make sure it's open and that this arrow is pointed to this tank. When you come, we fill them up and get them all ready to go. But this here will direct you to the tank that you're emptying. So anyway, well, that's how the propane system works. It's a 30-pound bottles on both sides. Up here, we put that new marine grade battery on here, and then when you're out camping and you get all done and you get home and you go to store it, you're up in here, there's a battery disconnect. You just give that a half turn and it disconnects your battery from the rest of the coach. Also right up here and here when you're camping and you might not be hooked up to shore power, there is an option for a solar panel that you can charge that system with. So when we get to our campsite and we back it in, we're going to use blocks to kind of get it leveled one way, from side to side. And then we can use our front tongue jack to back and forth to get it all leveled up. Once you get that level, then there is some electric stabilizer jacks here. They're just to take the rock and stuff out of your camper. Makes it more solid. But these here are electric, really easy to operate. Our water heater. So it comes with a plug here. We need to put this plug in here. Hook our water up to our line back in the back. Get the water going through the camper. Open this valve here. Stick this straight out. That relieves the air in the water tank. When the water starts coming out of that, we can do this. And then the water tank is full, ready to use. One of the things that I always recommend is you go inside and open your lines and it bleeds all the air out of there. So then you're ready to go camping. Ready to use your hot water and everything. When you go to empty it, one of the things I'm going to tell you is to relieve the pressure when you go to dump it. So before you take this valve, because it will have pressure and it will shoot it out, and wait till it cools down. But never leave your water in there through for weeks and weeks and weeks. You want to drain it to where it doesn't get that gunky smell. So when we get ready to leave, this is one of the things I recommend you do is make a checklist on the things that you need to do when you get ready to leave. But when you get to the dump station, take your time. We have two dumps here. We have an extra gray tank, and then we have our black tank and another gray tank. So when we hook up our hose to this unit and get it open in there, open your black tank first, let that drain out. Now on the back there's a black tank flush. You can hook a hose and it's got jets that will clean out that black tank. And then we'll close that, and then we'll open up the gray tank to flush out that hose. Also, this is our low point drains down here. We just have to take the cap off and that will drain our water lines. Back behind the axles is our tank drain, so we can take that cap off of there and empty our fresh water tank. So one of the things when you get ready to leave, and every time you hook up to this camper, this little cable is pretty important. So when you're going down the road, it just clicks out, pulls out, and it activates the electric brakes. That keeps your camper from going down and freewheeling down the road. It will actually brake it and make it stop so it don't cause a lot of damage. When we first come into our camper, our interior lights. We just turn on the switch and our lights come on. This is where we can control our hot water heater, either gas or electric. This is the water pump, our exterior lights. We run our slides out in and out here. There's 2 slides on here, and then there's also the electric awning on the outside. All done right here. We can also see how much our charge our battery has, how full the black tank is, gray tank, and the other gray tank. So it's all right here. So we get at the campsite, got our trying to turn the TV on. Maybe it's raining outside and stuff. So one of the things is we're not getting any power, any channels back there. First thing I want you to do is come up here and make sure this green light's on. That is a power booster for your TV antenna. We can adjust our TV antenna up here, but anyway, that's the power booster. Now if you hook up the cable or satellite, you're going to want to make sure that's off, because that will interfere with your cable and satellite reception. So anyway, the TV power booster is right here. Back here at the radio, it's a DVD player and USB and Bluetooth. But when we get this going, we have some zones here. We have zone 1 and zone 2, inside and outside. So we can turn this, if we just want to listen to the radio outside, we can turn that zone off on the inside and it'll play outside. But you need to check this to make sure you figure out which speakers you're on. 1's on the inside, 2's on the outside. Pretty easy to do for your AM/FM radio, DVD, and your USB port, and your Bluetooth. So when we get to our electrical, the camper has a couple things. Number 1 is I want you to remember the GFCI receptacle in your bathroom. If some stuff isn't working in your camper, first to make sure that is connected in. The next thing is you have your fuses here. This is your breakers, your 110 breakers, and your 12-volt fuses. If you have a fuse blown out, there'll be a red light that comes up here. If it's a little dim, if you don't really see that light, and you push that switch that's not working, that will get brighter. So just a couple tips there, but all your electrical and your converter and everything's right back here. Okay guys, on this Norcore refrigerator, we have a couple here. We get in here, we have our mode. So we can go to automatic with the plug-in. If we are hooked up to electricity, it's going to go to be a 110. If we unplug that electricity, it automatically switches to gas. We also have our temperature control here to where we can make it colder and stuff like that. But here all the modes is strictly electric, strictly gas, or it's automatic. That's the Norcore refrigerator. Stove here. So a couple things. Our 3 burners up here, this is the higher output. But all we need to do is we flip that over to where it says light, and then we have a spark igniter, and that's going to light that stovetop. When it comes to the oven, what we want to do is bring this over here to where it says pilot, and you're going to push and hold that pilot in. When you push and hold that in, you're going to take a lighter and you're going to light down here. And once that flame gets going, you need to let it get warm enough to where it warms up that thermocoupler before you release this. And once you got it lit and it's released, you're good for the weekend. You don't have to shut it off and everything all the time. So just if it's on pilot, then you're ready to use your oven. Our thermostat. We have different modes here. We have the air conditioner, auto. That was a furnace, just strictly a fan mode on it. This is how we control our air conditioner, our furnace. One of the things that some of the mistakes that are made is it gets set on Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. So we want to make sure this is on Fahrenheit. And if it is on Celsius, all you do is push the 2 buttons and it will switch to Fahrenheit. So in your camper, it's equipped. And it's equipped with the carbon monoxide propane detector. It has a smoke detector, and it has a fire extinguisher by the door. So one of the things, that propane detector and carbon monoxide tester, it will go off in your owner's manual. It gives you a guide of why it will go off. One of the reasons they'll go off is a low battery. But with the Nebraska Fire Marshal has to certify every one of our campers in the state of Nebraska, and them are your 3 safety items. Last thing, like I said outside, make a checklist of things that you need to do before you leave. One of the things you really need to do is make sure that you secure stuff, make sure things are put away, cabinets are shut good, shower doors closed and latched. Just get ready for that trip. I do want to thank you for purchasing the Open Range Light. If you have any questions, give our dealership or a call, 308-384-2040. And again, thanks for your purchase, guys.